What's going on, everyone? Welcome into an episode of Josh's Corner. I'm Josh Jennings, and today, joined for my interview with me is Project State head coach Matt Kennedy. Coach, what's your thoughts going into next year?
Year 5, man. Year 1 was the COVID year, and it seems like everything after that has just gone by in a flash. So it's hard to believe it's already been 5 years, and finally some of these athletes that were at RSU for a longer period of time than I have been are now graduated. So in a lot of ways, this is like year 1 all over again. The team is big and new, and there's a lot of new faces, and yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, it's crazy to like so many of the athletes in college for 5 or 6 years at a time, that COVID year and transfer portal and everything else that's going on. But like I said, you're going to see a lot of new faces here. You're going to have big freshman class coming in, or not only the boys, but the girls too. So there were some new faces that we might see running on the cross country this year.
Yeah, both teams have a lot of new faces. Almost 50% of both rosters is completely new. On the men's side, that was accomplished with the addition of 2 transfers that I think you should look for. Tyler Paulding from UNI, and the brother, Ian Conger, Isaac Conger, has transferred here. He's more of a mid-distance specialist. But on the women's side, young high school talent. Cicely Mitchell from Missouri, Jordan Wallace from Texas, Kaylee Ney from Kentucky, Emily Cruz from Stillwell, a probable someone to watch out for. And there'll be others. The great thing about this sport is you never know. I mean, some of our best runners over the last couple of years have been people that came here and over the course of time developed, and I suspect we'll have several like that. I probably couldn't even name them.
Yep, absolutely. And, one runner I can think of in particular, the player going route is Devin Newell. And, I was covering a race in April at a high school to eat, and was out on time of the door shoulder. Oh, cool, after the grad is this there. So it's cool to make that connection too.
Yeah, we've had great luck with Claremore athletes recently.
Yep, absolutely. So it'll be really cool to fill with 2 freshman faces, but Coach, you have some returning athletes too, such as Julia Solheim, Lear Condor, Blake Farron, and Amanda Joseph. You name like if Cave or Riley Coleman and Ashlyn Riedenbach. But just what do you expect from returners this year?
Over the years, both teams had. If you want to be a faster runner, you need to train fast people. Mm-hmm. And over the last couple of years, both teams have benefited from fast runners being here when freshmen came. So you're right. The returners that we have benefited from the tutelage of runners that were here before them, and now they're in a position to tutelage the underclassmen that are here. It is expected that our returners will lead the way and be a good example and show the other ones how to run and train. And we're fortunate that despite losing some great seniors like we did, we have great seniors returning, and we named a lot of them.
Yep, absolutely. And whenever I used to call Fletcher podcast, I played golf in high school. It was really cool to like mentor some of the upperclassmen, and then whenever I got better, I got to show some of those underclassmen how to play, and it's really cool. We would play in athletics to mentor people, but someone you can get the mentor is assistant coach Shannon Helton, the coach Shannon, but just what's your thoughts go? Really going to be his second year.
He works his tail off, and I feel like I do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But that guy is on another level. He's the point man for the men's team, so we try to give all of our athletes as much attention as they can. And with almost 60 on our roster between men and women, it's important that we divide up responsibilities and be organized in such a way that all the athletes feel like they're getting the attention that they need. But he works extremely hard on the recruiting trail. He's organized and and really complements our program.
Yep, absolutely. And, you guys do an unbelievable job. Like, your attention to detail is awesome. And, I know it takes a lot, too, with running a sport like cross country. And the event that's coming up in a couple of weeks, just this after dark race. I mean, the women are looking to reclaim their title, and then finished second falling to OBU last year. But just, what's your thoughts on the upcoming distance after dark race, and how can the men get first place as well?
Well, if that were an easy question, then we did really have something here, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
There's two parts to that question. That part one is just the responsibility of hosting a meet that has become one of the larger high school events in this area of the state. So there's a lot that goes into it, everything from the meet management side to sponsorships to trying to figure out how to manage potentially 300 athletes per race in the high school. So there's the meet management side of that question, and then the actual RSU competing in the college race. But we feel like we're in a great spot with the meet management side. We have a fantastic group of high schools committed to come, 17 2A through 4A high schools and 17 5A and 6A high schools, most of which are from Green Country. But to the college race, that meet is outside of the qualification window. So in a lot of ways, it really doesn't matter. I mean, we want to represent well, because that's the one time of year that we compete in front of a lot of home fans. So we want to represent well. But it's early. It's the first meet of the season. We want to be as good as we can be in late October and early November. And that means not necessarily overdoing it or pushing through injuries in the early season, because ultimately it really doesn't matter.
Yep, absolutely. And like I said, working the race last year was a lot of fun too. And for most cross-country races are early in the morning, but this one is unique because it's at 9. But just, how does, what's so cool about, a race just being at 9 instead of, waking up, at 3:30 or 4 to go rings?
You don't like waking up at 3:30 or 4?
No, I know you wake up early, but I know you told me wake up between 4 and 4:30 most mornings.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just in track, that's not uncommon to have your biggest events when you're really trying to run fast, be late at night, and let the wind calm down and get the lights on, and there's just something special about that. But you're right, it's not something that is common to cross country. Those are typically run in the morning. So just with the facility that the Mohawk Sports Complex and the availability of lights and the willingness of that group to work with us, we made it a no-brainer decision.
Oh, yeah. Well, Coach, it's athletic season, it's games, and your guys' races are finally getting started. We can't wait to watch you guys do this after dark and see your team fun. Thank you for listening.
Enjoyed it, Josh. Thank you.